Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome all. And thank you all for tuning in to our live session today as we discuss about how it feels to be criticized. And with me today, we have Pragati. Pragati Sureka is a clinical psychologist. She's a poet. She's a budding author. And she has been championing the cause of mental health for women and children for about 15 years now. And I'm Devlina Ghosh, the director founder of Cornash, the Lifestyle Management School. So, Pragati, you want to take on from here?
Yes. Hi, Devlina.
Nice.
Good to be here again. Hello, everyone. So, today we are going to talk about criticism. How do you feel about criticism? A lot of times, people shoot off what they feel without stopping to think how is it impacting the other person. So, today we have brought forward this session for you with just that thought, how do you feel when someone criticizes you? And what is the difference between feedback and criticism? Over to you,
So,
Devlina.
yeah, I think the first thing that we need to understand is the fundamental differences between feedback and criticism. Feedback system is something that we have to use if we are to grow and if we are to get better, or if we are to untangle ourselves from that situation or position where sometimes we feel stuck. But in order to do that, a lot of times we ask for feedback in a situation, but what happens is we land up feeling criticized.
True, true.
uh, So I feel that, I've often tried assessing that where did the feedback turn into criticism for me. I'll talk about this from a very personal angle. And I realized the difference for me has always been that feeling where I have felt that the other person whom I'm asking for a feedback, is picking on me,
Yes.
versus someone who's giving me a feedback, a clean feedback. I always land up feeling that this person has my good intention in mind. So that has been a very important factor for me.
You know what? I feel that criticism invariably deflates you. Like let's say if I ask a friend, how is this outfit looking on me? If the person tells me that it's looking nice, but the moment the but comes in, it deflates me. And when there is feedback, it inspires. Because any kind of feedback is always inspiring. Ki whatever you wear looks nice on you. My feedback is normally I prefer the other color, but I think you're looking good in it. So somewhere where feedback is always about, it's focused on the future. It's not on the past. And it's always about feedback always builds up on strengths. So what I've felt that, when someone is criticizing me, where I feel that the person is trying to pick a flaw, like a vulture picks at what is really bad in you or what is dead and gone. Criticism brings that into me. And feedback makes me feel as though I can grow from here. It's nurturing.
Yeah, because if you look at the feeling part of it, I have always felt that a criticism has that element that someone is trying to make you feel that you are bad at something. Versus when someone's giving you a feedback, you always start feeling that this person has my concern.
Yes.
This person thinks that I am capable or I can do it. Maybe I'm unable to, and that desire to help is there
True.
in feedback. Versus criticism just feels like a person is pulling me down for nothing.
Yeah, feedback, I for me, I feel it has that element of empathy where that
Mm-hmm.
person gets what I'm trying to say and is actually giving me that unconditional positive regard, that the person cares for me and genuinely wants to help me grow. So is giving me his or her opinion. But criticism is always about you are the problem, you can never make the right decision. I knew you were going to goof up. So that never really helps a person grow. So, however loving the relationship is, and especially I've seen that in a role as a parent, a lot of times we criticize children all in the name of feedback. We feel ki I'm just telling you what will look nice on you. I'm just telling you what to study. I'm just telling you, what is a good thing to do. But unfortunately, it doesn't work.
I've often realized that a good way to realize that you are feeling criticized
Mhm.
is it's not about other people, what they are doing or what they are doing aren't doing intentionally or unintentionally. It also has to do something with do I feel angry after receiving those words? Do I feel embarrassed after receiving those words? Because criticism invariably leaves a person feeling very angry and very embarrassed.
Yes, embarrassed or sometimes even just drained of energy, as though a roller
Yeah,
coaster
it's
has
it.
gone on top
You
of you.
never feel with a criticism. You never feel that. Thank God this person is there in my life to give me a show light.
Yes.
That's never a feeling with criticism. So how do you understand whether a person is criticizing you or giving you feedback? It's not so much about the other person. It's about how you feel after receiving it.
True, true.
So
Okay,
today, uh,
you remember that song? Everyone needs a friend to rely on, a shoulder to rely, to cry on. So
yeah,
it
yeah,
takes
yeah.
me back. I think when there is feedback, you feel that you can rely on the other person. But when there is criticism, you just feel as though the person is not interested in getting you at all.
So we will now look into what kind of people actually criticize.
Oh, yes.
Let's go into the mindset of people who have a dire need to criticize.
Yes. So there are.
Mindlessly, mindfully. Please, take your call, whichever. You may have multiple people in your life who criticize you, or you may be a very critical person and you look for opportunities to criticize another. Again, as we always say, we can't do anything about people who do it maliciously, intentionally. But there are a lot of people. The reason why we are coming up with these Sunday lives is because there are a lot of people who do things which are harmful or which are destructive to another without any malicious intentions. They just do it because they don't know better. So if it resonates with you, please try it. What we talk about is not rocket science. What we talk about is not extremely difficult things. It's just regular things, and with a little bit of tweaking here and there, I think it'll make all the world's difference. Yes, Lord, we are very harshly criticized for making mental health sound very easy and fun, but I take it as a feedback from a lot of people that it's working for them. So over to you, Pragati. Tell us about how, what's the mindset of people who usually land up criticizing?
I feel someone who criticizes has a very biased kind of thinking, very black and white. Either you are good or bad. That person does not leave much room for the gray areas. And we human beings, unfortunately, are not Amazon products, where you box it up prettily and you send it to someone. No, we come in various shapes, sizes, we are unique. We have our own life experiences which make us behave in particular ways. So, a person who criticizes normally does not give that bandwidth to another individual. That person is extremely set in his or her ways of thinking and always feels that they can't look beyond their own mindset. They are very closed and rigid in their mindset. And they feel it's okay to run another down just to show their own superiority.
Also, I've often noticed that these are people who draw out conclusions to things very fast.
Yeah.
They never go through the process. This has happened. That means there is an inevitable catastrophe. So
Yeah.
in their head, they've already catastrophized the situation. So their criticism comes I think very easily henceforth.
And sometimes they're very pessimistic about life in general. If you do this, this is what will go wrong. They don't appreciate that life is flowing. Life force is absolutely flowing through everybody. It's that energy that we have. Some call it libidinal energy, some call it regular energy. Human life flows in all situations. We are much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. If we don't know something, we can always grow.
Another factor that I have often recognized in people who criticize very often are these are people who have very, very high expectations of others.
Yes.
from their families, from their workplaces, from everyone. So what happens is when they have unrealistic or extreme high standards for other people, they invariably feel that they are not rising to the occasion, or they are not up to the mark, or they are not doing as well as they should. So hence the need to, to probably pull them up very often results in harsh criticism.
True,
So
true.
end result is bad, but I've seen the issue here is a very, very unsorted, unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, and they always look at life with a very distorted lens. They struggle to appreciate anything in life. They feel ki, this is okay, but it could have been better. They always find something to nitpick. I think that missing tile syndrome that we talk about, that one tile which is missing always catches their eye. So, what does one do to deal with such people?
So what does one do to deal with people who are critical? Now, all of us, I've not come across one person who does not feel criticized
Yeah, yeah,
often.
absolutely.
Everyone feels criticized, and if everyone feels criticized, then law of probability says that everyone criticizes also. So otherwise, how would everyone feel criticized? So the first thing to do to deal with people who are constantly critical of you is to understand that every criticism that is coming from another is not to be taken personally. It has very little to do with you and more to do with the other. Right now, we were talking about expectations. It has a lot to do with what the other expects. Now, what the other expects in a usual functional loving relationship, we try and oblige, we try and be as accommodative as possible, but sometimes we must also realize that it's not humanly possible. So the criticism or the words that are coming out of this person's mouth, that you could have done better, it's
Yes,
okay, but you could have done better, or this is not up to the mark, or
true.
yeah, why didn't you try it some other way, what made you wear that, or these are all various comments that come to us.
Yeah.
But understand, it has nothing to do with you. At that point, when we get completely out of our own center and we start thinking of, oh, I goofed up completely, now I must be looking like a complete mess, and god knows what all goes on in our head. At that point, maybe a gentle reminder that I just thought that was the best thing to do at that point of time. I goofed up. Okay, fine, I goofed up. What's the big deal?
Yeah, and I feel another thing that helps is objectifying the comment. Not how the person said something, but what is it that the person was trying to say. Sometimes, let's say if it comes from an older person, if I think what is the person saying, let's say if it's criticism of a color, perhaps the person likes pastel shades, perhaps the person feels that society demands certain rules, so it is that person's life experience that he or she is bringing to me. So when I look at it in an objective manner, I'll probably be able to put the person's perspective on on a neutral platform rather than taking it
Or
personally.
I'll come to a more serious criticism. Sometimes parents criticize children for behaving in a certain way, or certain lifestyle choices. See, a lot of times we get so angry because a parent has said something that goes against what we believe or what we want. Then we start saying that everyone can have it. Why can't I? I have the worst parents in the world. So at that point, if we just take a moment and think that how my parent criticized me or pulled me down is a factor, but maybe I could keep it aside. And if I didn't react instantly, or even if I have reacted, maybe on a later thought, that what was it that my parent was trying to tell me? In my own personal opinion, I've seen a lot of times my parent was trying to ward me off a lot of impending danger, or maybe was like a lot of things. When I thought of it later, when that conversation was over, I realized that it made sense.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't like it. But if I take what to how, the what matters.
Yes. Actually, what you're talking about is addressing your discomfort. If I can be honest enough and look, what is it that's bothering me from inside? It helps me become objective about the criticism. It also helps me become a little kind to the person who made that comment. Ki maybe this person wants what is best for me, but doesn't know how to say it in a way that I would like. So I personally feel that that is what really, really helps when you're at the receiving end of a criticism, especially from a loved one, where you may have tried to explain your viewpoint, but they just don't seem to get you.
Another way I personally deal with criticism is when I feel too criticized, or when I go through that phase when I feel overly sensitive to criticism. I realize that that is a time probably I need to take off from not asking for opinion. A
Yes.
lot of times, what happens is because we feel so unsure, we go around asking for opinion from all and sundry. So, people may not have the right resources to help you. So they, a lot of times when your loved ones don't have an answer and they want to help, what do? They just, somehow, make up a story or make up an advice. And that doesn't work. That lands up in in a bad light. So it's better sometimes not to ask for opinion of other people. If you know that in the form of a feedback, what may come is a harsh criticism or a criticism for which you are not ready.
You know what I do, Devlina? If I've asked someone for an opinion and I don't like it, I just ignore that criticism. Because I realize that maybe the person is not getting what I want from them, and that's why he's giving me an opinion. I'll share a small example. When I first started studying and in the adult learning journey, a lot of people asked me, Ki, why are you studying, Pragati? What are you going to get out of it? How much will you make out of it? Or there was like, oh, okay, what is the logic? So when I heard these voices, I realized that people were sounding critical to me without meaning to. So all I did is I just ignored them and sometimes even ducked, and that really worked.
Now, since I know the journey, Pragati, I will come to what you did. Something that you did to counter this was you showed kindness. A lot of times when people are just critical mindlessly, they don't mean you're bad, or they don't mean to harm you, they have no malicious intention, but they just feel just passing a snide remark, or just taking a pot shot on another. A lot of times what we can do is return it with kindness, because at that point this person who is passing the snide remark is not feeling very strong or feeling very good in one's own self. If you're feeling good, you are usually not bothered so much about what other people are doing, and you don't feel like stirring the pot. And the last thing that you can do to deal with criticism or people who criticize too much is, if you've tried all of it, this is the Brahmastra. The last thing that you can do is just ignore those people physically, emotionally, in all aspects for a while till you feel better about.
Yeah,
And
that
this
works.
a lot of people would call it avoidance. A lot of people can give different fancy names for it, but it works.
Yeah, I call it completely saving your skin. And now that brings me to the point. Sometimes people give feedback and we are not able to receive the signal that they are giving us. So, what really helps is also preparing yourself for receiving any kind of criticism or feedback. The way you can deal with it sometimes is you are ready first to listen. You actually have decided that if anyone tells me something, I can listen to them patiently and then maybe ask them questions. Okay, what makes you say that? If you're saying this, what makes you say that? Sometimes asking simple questions, what gets us the answers that we seek.
Also, at the same time, when you get the answer, be absolutely sure that you are in charge of your own reactions.
Yes.
A lot of times, the answers you get are enough to instigate you to probably act out, or really get mad. really get disheartened, really feel miserable. So all of this means that you have gone out of your axis and you're feeling completely overwhelmed by it. So when you are receiving a feedback and you've decided to question this person, that what makes you say this, there may be a concrete answer coming from that person which you may not immediately appreciate. So understand that you need to manage your reactions also at that time.
True. And what also helps me personally is practicing the pause. If someone says something, I try and, just reflect on it. Till I don't have clarity on what exactly the person says, I try not to give an opinion. I just listen. These days, what also helps is maybe trying to do 3 rounds of deep breathing. So before 5 seconds have passed, so there is clarity and I know how I'm responding. I'm not getting swayed into reacting just because somebody has passed a statement.
For me, what works is I also focus on what I can improve or make better.
Mhm.
In all of that conversation, which does not feel very nice then and there, I have always seen if you are still willing to focus on what is your takeaway, what can you learn from the situation, there is always a value addition to it. So
True, true.
focusing on what is that aspect that you can improve in yourself or what you can change or what you can tweak, that works.
What works for me also is gratitude, especially when I feel that feedback or criticism is coming from a loved one. Let's say my parent, my sibling. I know that at some level they care for me, what is good for me. Perhaps they are not getting the true sense of where I'm coming from. So their comment is sounding very harsh to me. So I just try and practice gratitude. Thank you, God, there's someone who cares for me. I'm just going to keep that fact in mind. And like you said, if I don't like what is coming my way very frequently, I just duck for a while. And I think in a short while, it's back to normal then.
Right. And the last bit before we end today's session is something that we expect from others all the time, but we find it extremely difficult to do. That is apologize. When you realize, in terms of feedback, that there is something that you did wrong, or you said wrong, or you goofed up, you messed up, whatever it is, you could just apologize to the other, you could apologize to yourself for being too harsh, or like, just forgive and apologize. Only, I think that's the only way to move on. Otherwise it just stays on, that like, that lingering thought goes on and on and on, and it's not worth it. It occupies too much of space. So with this, we come to an end of our today's live on how to handle criticism. If you have any questions, please put it up on the comment section. And we'll come back again next Sunday at 8 with a different topic. See you, stay safe.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you so much. And if there's any particular topic that you want us to talk about, do let us know and we'll definitely try and talk on it. So, see you again next Sunday at 8 p.m. Bye bye.